Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce week 8 to you. So if you scroll down here to February 27th to March the 5th, you are told to study pages 67 to 68 and 78 to 84. After completing this week's activities, you should be able to use the verb tener to tell you and others, to tell what you and others have and have to do. And you should be able to discuss your classes and how you feel, as well as be able to describe yourself and others. All work for this week needs to be completed by the end of the day, March 2nd, 2017, and these activities address student learning outcomes 1, 2, and 5, which you can find in your syllabus. Watch all instructor videos and post any questions or concerns you have about the material introduced to them in the class participation form. So to start off with, open up your instructor-made videos. Watch the videos on ver and tener and the vocabulary on page 78 through 79. Then when you're done, go back out here and then you'll click on the participation form and you'll click on class participation and hit reply, and then post any questions or concerns you have about the material that was covered in the videos or any other questions or concerns you have about the class thus far. Then get out of this. What you also have for that day is you have a test 3 in My Language Labs, you have a writing assignment in My Language Labs, and you have to do assignment 10. So all of these links will take you to My Language Labs, so just click on one. Okay, so when you come out to My Language Labs, you'll want to make sure you're in March. If you're doing this ahead of time, you might want to click the little toggle button up at the top, get to March, click on the 2nd. Okay, and your assignment should pop up. You can see that there are grammar tutorials and extra practice. These, if you go back into Moodle, are not assigned. You only have to do SAM activities. So you can do these if you feel like you need extra practice, or you can skip over them. Then here you can see your SAM activities. You want to open them up and complete them. And there's some more. And then there is your test for chapter 3. Okay, so if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see your test and your writing assignment. Uh-oh, I think I just... Okay. So if you scroll down to the bottom, I'm going to open up the writing assignment first because I'll be able to go through it a little bit quicker. Sorry. Open up the writing assignment. Okay. So if you open up writing assignment 1, it says you have decided to start a blog entry in Spanish and are trying to attract readers. Write your first post and autobiography, include at minimum all the following information and give as much detail as possible. Your name, where you are from, and your nationality, your birthday, where you live, a physical description, and some aspects of your personality, at least 3 activities you do during a typical week or weekend. So you'll include all of that down here in Spanish, and then you'll hit submit and finish for grading. Once I get those, I will look at them and I will make some comments on them, and I will probably give you a grade in My Language Labs, but not in Moodle. I'll then move them on the calendar and you'll get a chance to fix whatever suggestions that I make. And then when you submit this for a second time, weeks from now, then you'll get a final grade, which I will put into Moodle. Okay. And so then you also have test 3. This is the last time you can only get one chance to do test 3. So I'm going to open it up. Okay, and if you look right here, you've got about 2 hours to complete this activity. So the first one says, your professor has asked the class to choose a pen pal from the Hispanic world. Who would you like to write to? Listen to the description of the 2 remaining students and then choose the best word to complete each sentence. So you'll click on this.
Anita Sanchez Sáenz es...
And they're going to describe Anita and another student, Carlos, and then based on what you hear, you will pick Anita estudia, would that be español, literatura, inglés? And you'll pick whichever it is that best completes the sentence. Then you'll go on to the next page. This one says, ¿De qué país? Help your classmate learn the nationalities by completing the following sentences with the appropriate nationality or country. So if you're given the country, then you're going to want to give the nationality. It says, Aldo is de Chile, so you'd want to say that he is Chilean. Remember that sometimes there will be girls or more than one person, and adjectives of nationality are adjectives, so they need to agree in gender and number with the nouns they're describing. So if you have multiple people that are from a country, you need to make sure that your adjective is plural, and if it's a girl, then you need to make sure that it's feminine. Then you go on to the next page. Here it says, how much do you know about the people and places below? Find out by using the words provided to create a logical sentence. Be sure to pay attention to agreement in gender and number. So you're just going to take all of these pieces and turn it into a sentence. So you would say the university is new and expensive. But when you do this, be very careful because university is a feminine word, so you will need to make the adjectives used to describe it feminine. And so that will be the same throughout. So make sure that the adjectives that you're using match the subject. So if your subjects are feminine, then your adjectives need to be feminine. If your subjects are plural, then your adjectives need to be plural. So it's very important that you do that or you will get those wrong. And don't forget to make your ser agree with your subject as well. Might be es, might be son, might be soy, might be somos. Okay, here, complete the sentence with the appropriate word or phrase to express the time. So you're filling in part of the missing time and then also the time of day it is sometimes as well, okay? And remember down here that there's more than one way to say 12 a.m. Remember that that's also midnight, so be careful of that. Here you've got a school schedule for Jorge, so you'll pay attention to the school schedule and then you'll just answer the questions below based upon what you read in Spanish or based on what's in the chart. Here, read each of the following sentences carefully, then form a yes-no question for each by either inverting the subject and the verb or by using a tag question. So remember, you can write a yes-no question by flipping your subject-verb order or by writing the sentences the way it is, putting a comma and adding a tag word. So just make sure that you do that. Study your questions. And then lastly, you've got your question words. So you'll read the various sentences below and out to the side are the answers, and based on the answers given and the pieces of the sentence that you have, you'll plug in the correct question word. And that's all you have to do. When you're done with that, hit finish and submit for grading.